What is going on, everyone? It is me, the Lone Vault Wanderer, and I'm here to talk about some of my experiences with my Nintendo Switch. As you saw in my unboxing video, I have the Nintendo Switch. I've been playing it for the past several days and on the weekend, and I want to give some of my really quick impressions before I talk about the left Joy-Con sync issues and lag issues that I've been having with my controller. But first, let's just talk about my general impressions of the Nintendo Switch. I absolutely love the console. I absolutely love being able to travel home for the weekend and play games on the go. I absolutely love being able to play games as I commute to work on a train. I think the concept of the Nintendo Switch is absolutely brilliant, and it's serving a need for me that previously was unmet because I just didn't enjoy any other gaming on the go, whether it's a mobile device or otherwise. But the Nintendo Switch allows me to play console games on the go, and that's absolutely fantastic. In fact, I've been playing the console more on the go than in TV mode, which is the traditional way that I and many others would be playing console games anyways. So that I really love about it. Also, I'm absolutely in love with The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. It's a phenomenal game, an absolutely incredible game that you can just get lost in. The music is incredible, just the feeling of it. It's really relaxing, very Skyrim-esque, how you can cook food and just explore and travel on a horse. It's just so cool. I am in love with this game, and it's bringing back a lot of those feelings of Zelda nostalgia that I felt obviously when I was playing Ocarina of Time, which is my favorite Zelda game of all time, and in fact probably my favorite game of all time if you take into account nostalgia, because I was just a kid when I played that game. So this game is absolutely incredible. Now, are there many other games like Legend of Zelda on the Switch? I don't know. I haven't played them. The initial launch lineup was a bit sparse, but they do have over 100 games coming for the console, so it looks okay. Obviously, they need third-party support. Obviously, they need some more killer games like Zelda. We'll probably get that with the new Super Mario game. So, look, I really do like this console. I've been having a lot of fun with it. But also as well, it being a launch console, a brand new console, it has its problems, and I had problems with my Xbox One at launch as well, in certain different regards. Some of them, for me, are just very nitpicky, and Lone just being Lone. One of those examples being the Nintendo Switch screen is very, very reflective. And so much so that I find it difficult to play it in the sunlight. And I'm sure maybe it's just my eyes, I don't know, but I found it difficult just to sit in a car while traveling back to home, while my girlfriend drives, of course, and just playing the Switch in that kind of amount of light. And I'm still in a car, so obviously the sun's coming in through the windows. It was just a little bit difficult to see, but I still got through that. So that's not really that much of an issue for me. Also as well, the Switch kickstand is a little bit flimsy, but I don't really use it in that tabletop mode. I don't trust just having the Switch on a random table, especially in a moving area like an aeroplane, for example, or anything else, because if that drops over, if my Switch gets knocked over and gets, flown onto the ground, I'm going to be pretty pissed off. So I'm holding onto that thing for dear life, so I haven't really used it in that tabletop mode. But, the kickstand is a little bit flimsy, so there's that to point out. But the main issue that I've been having with the Nintendo Switch is the left Joy-Con issue. And I want to show you a quick video of the issue that I've been having with the left Joy-Con on my Nintendo Switch, just to show you what it's like. This was taken on my Twitter, and then we'll jump back and I'll talk about it in a little bit more detail. So I'm going to go forward with Link here, and actually no, he's not going to move forward because there's a sync issue. Try again. Nah. And again. Nah. Maybe eventually he'll move. Let's go left. Oh, he finally moves left. Right. He goes right. Straight. No, he just doesn't want to go straight today. And look, I'm constantly pushing for it to go straight. And there he finally moves a little bit, but he's still not moving straight. And now he is. So let's try and turn right. Left. Right. Now it's not having sync issues. It's really weird. Really, really weird. So obviously my Nintendo Switch has a left Joy-Con issue. It's an issue where you experience either a lot of input lag when you try and press certain buttons or move the joystick on the left Joy-Con, and also as well sometimes it can go out of sync. Now mind you, mine hasn't gone out of sync, but I have been having input lag issues on my left Joy-Con where I just can't move my character in certain directions, or even in fact, if I do manage to move my character, I'll let go of the joystick and my character is still moving on the screen. So there's obviously some sort of lag issues going on there. And at the time, I didn't really know what the cause of this was because a lot of other people were having this problem online, so I searched it, and there were some people that saying with the day one patch, their left Joy-Con issues were resolved. But even though I had installed the day one patch and I resetted my Switch with the Joy-Cons connected and, hard reset like everyone suggested, to make sure your Joy-Cons were also updated, although I don't know how true that is. I remember me updating the console as my Joy-Cons were connected, but anyways, I did it, and that didn't resolve anything. And as you can see in that video, I sit, relatively far back from my TV, although that's more because of the makeup of my apartment. But yes, even with the day one patch, even with, rebooting the console with my Joy-Cons connected, I was still having those issues. So I actually exchanged my left Joy-Con for a brand new one. And initially, I wasn't having issues. I'm like, yes, it was just a defective Joy-Con. It's all resolved now. And they started to crop up again. And because of that, I find it very hard to believe that this left Joy-Con issue is down to individual dud Joy-Cons. I think it's much more widespread than that because the chances of me getting two defective left Joy-Cons, first one in a console and then one in a separate left Joy-Con container because you can buy them separately, the chances of me getting two defective left Joy-Cons in a row were probably very, very, very low. So in my head, I decided that this was just not an individual Joy-Con issue. Even though there are some people online that have the issue, and even though there are some people online that don't have the issue. Some people are saying, I've never had Joy-Con dropouts, and others are saying, well, I've had some dropouts, but not that bad, and then others are saying their Joy-Cons are completely unplayable because of this issue. So then there's a video by Spawnwave that came up on the internet, and I'll link that in the description below, and he disassembled the left Joy-Con to see what the issue was. And in his opinion, the positioning of the left Joy-Con is such that it's interfering with the signal to the Nintendo Switch in a way that is not the case with the right Joy-Con because the actual antenna is configured slightly differently. It's positioned differently in the Joy-Con. So apparently, in his opinion, it's actually a design flaw in the left Joy-Con. However, again, some people have been having this issue and some people haven't been. So these are my guesses as to what is actually happening with the left Joy-Con. First of all, I was worried initially that this was actually my Nintendo Switch that was the problem, the actual console itself. However, I started to think and thought, well, look, if it was the Nintendo Switch having problems connecting to the left Joy-Con, it should also have those exact same or very similar problems with the right Joy-Con. And I just haven't been having that experience. I know that when you play Zelda, for example, you're not using the right Joy-Con as much as you are the left Joy-Con because the left Joy-Con has the movement joystick for Link, but the right Joy-Con is just for changing your camera angle, for example. So you're not using it as much, so there's a chance that you're actually not noticing if there are input lag issues with your right Joy-Con. However, I can't say that I've ever experienced anything like that, even moving the camera angles a lot, which is what I've been doing. So I thought, look, it's probably not a Nintendo Switch hardware issue, and if it was, I dread the day that I have to return my Nintendo Switch because you can't transfer your save files over to a new Nintendo Switch, and I just didn't want to deal with that hassle because if I ended up coming home with a brand new Switch and had the same issues, I'd just be very, very annoyed. So I don't think it's down to individual defective switches. To be honest, I think it's a combination of what Spawnwave is saying about the positioning of the left Joy-Con antenna. However, I think there is a factor of the specific layout of my Nintendo Switch on the table, me sitting that far back, and also with a little bench in between. I think that a lot of the sync and lag issues are down to everybody having completely different setups with the Nintendo Switch around the world. Some people might be sitting very far away, some people might be sitting very close, some people might have a lot of different wireless devices that could be interfering with the signal. Some people might not have those wireless devices or to that large extent. There are so many different things from setups to having interference interfering devices and other wireless and Bluetooth signals going around that could affect how well your left Joy-Con actually connects with your Nintendo Switch. And I strongly suspect that's why there are some people that have this issue and there are some people that don't have this issue. In my opinion, I think everyone's left Joy-Con is the exact same. I think every left Joy-Con is built the same way with the same positioning of the antenna. I think most people don't have defective left Joy-Cons. Again, I replaced mine with a brand new one and had the exact same problem. And again, I don't think it's some people having defective Switch consoles, because if they were defective, then your right Joy-Con will probably be having as much problems as your left. I think it's down to the design of the left Joy-Con combined with the fact that people have different setups. And some people might just have the perfect setup as soon as they put their Switch in and thought, well, this works fine. And other people with different setups, like mine for example, a little bit further away from the TV, a bunch of other devices like my Xbox One, my Steam Link, my Wi-Fi router, all of those other external factors that could affect the Switch, it's been affecting me in the way where I have had left Joy-Con input lag and sync issues, and maybe others just haven't experienced those issues because their setup is much more friendly to the situation. So in short, I think given the right scenario, everyone with a Nintendo Switch and their left Joy-Cons would have the exact same issues. In fact, when I went to EB Games to show them why the left Joy-Con wasn't working for me, I was back on the other side of the room trying to show them the input lag issues, and I couldn't replicate it in the store. And I thought, alright, I'm just going to get the new one anyways, we'll see how it goes. I have it on video here for you so you can see the proof. But I couldn't replicate it in the store. And is that down to being in a completely different environment, a completely different setup? I think so. I think that's the exact problem. I also think that this is something that can be resolved by a software update, because if I do believe that people that have reviewed Nintendo Switches that were having severe left Joy-Con sync issues and lag issues initially that no longer have them because of the software update, then I strongly do believe that some of this can be resolved by a future patch of some sort. But in any event, those are my issues. I just had to get that out there. I'm not really mad or anything because I do love this console and I do love Legend of Zelda and I see the future games and especially the Virtual Console. I'm so excited for that. But I just wanted to talk about my experiences and tell you guys what's been happening with my Nintendo Switch. I have been having issues, but you know, that's life. Anyways, my senders, that's all from me. Let me know what you think. This has been the Lone Vault Wanderer. Please take care of yourself and would you kindly keep fighting the good fight.